Welcome everybody to the 701 Coach's Corner. I'm your host C. Mitchell here with Coach Jelks, Stevenson High School. Advances to the third round of the playoffs. Beat Luella this weekend, 35-7. It was a pretty total all-around team unit. Your defensive end, Ramondo Craddock, I think he had like 3 sacks. You also had Marti and Tyler Bursey connect for 2 touchdowns. Kickoff return by Fields Jr. You had 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. It seems like they almost took it personal that they weren't able to pull a shutout. Can you speak to me a little bit more about the mentality of your defensive unit?
Goal coming into every season is to be able to practice on Thanksgiving and play on Black Friday. We definitely take pride in shutting teams out when we get the chance to. And we weren't happy about, putting on the field in that kind of position, in a short field situation when we gave up that touchdown. And so, the goal every week is for the team that we're playing not to score. And so they definitely have taken on that mentality. And they definitely take pride in the fact of not letting guys get into the end zone. And it's something that we talk about and work on daily. It doesn't matter what kind of period we're in practice or what's going on. It could be a competition period. It could be a regular team period where we're kind of teaching. We don't want people to cross that white line. Just those guys having that mentality and playing with that mentality really kind of speaks to the kind of defense, that we've been playing, that we see. And so we want to continue to press toward that goal of shutting teams out.
What is it that Perry does well? That's who you're playing this Friday coming up on Black Friday. How are they built as a team?
Ironically, a lot similar to us. They are a physical football team, and I know offensively we kind of mimic each other in terms of the style of play, but kind of defensively too. Different scheme, but they're a physical football team. They coming up from South Georgia, and they're passionate about their brand of football. We know now going into this game that it's going to be a physical football game, and so I think we're up for the challenge. And it should be a fun night.
What kind of defensive scheme do they run?
They run a 4-man front, kind of play quarter, play man, a really aggressive football team.
On offense, are they pretty balanced or they mostly run heavy?
Run the ball a little bit more than they pass, kind of similar to us. I do know that their starting quarterback has been hurt. He's been out with a broken hand. We fully expect for him to be ready to go. He didn't play last week, but it's the third round of the playoffs. He's probably going to be ready to go when they come up here to play us. He's a dynamic passer. Game plan might have to be a little bit different for him, but like I said, they're similar to us, and it's going to be fun, man. Trying to sort this thing out and get this victory this week.
How does that affect your practice schedule and your game planning this week with it being Thanksgiving?
We want to try to make this week as normal as possible. And so we're going to do that in terms of time of practice. We still have the guys get there at the time they would after school, and we'll go through the regular routine. On Thanksgiving, though, we're going to practice that morning and let the guys kind of enjoy their families for a little while on Thanksgiving that evening. Hopefully they don't stuff themselves too much. And then Friday, we'll bring them in around 1, 2 o'clock and begin that process for game day. So it's going to be as similar and as familiar as we can possibly make it with them being out of school this week and get ready to play a good football team.
So after the game on Friday, you mentioned that they kind of shut down Devin Ingram, but I had to go back and look at the stats, and he still was like 20 for 82 yards. That's a lot of running backs would love to have those stats and call it if that's being shut down. Do you expect teams to really attack you guys a lot harder with Devin Ingram and try to stop him a lot more moving forward?
Well, definitely, with the season that he's had, I know a lot of people at this point feel like, he's the key to the success. And he is. We're going to have games like a Luella where people just dedicate a lot of people toward him and making sure we try to stop him. And so that's why it's so important that the other playmakers that we have on the offense show up, and they have been. I know Devin, even though he rushed for 87 yards, he doesn't take lightly not getting into that end zone. He definitely doesn't feel like he made his goal for the week. Offensive line as well. I'm loving their mentality right now at this time of year. They want these goals for him as much as he wants them. And so, they don't take kindly either to us not having huge success in the run game. It's honestly a group that is excited about running football and being physical with teams. But the success we've had in the passing game is to be talked about as well. You're going to have to win games in different ways. So when you get to this part of the year, we continue to do that. We'll reach that ultimate goal.
You have a really talented group of running backs, even aside from Devin Ingram. How do you manage so many talented players wanting the ball and wanting more looks?
Just trying to get them to see the bigger picture. But we definitely got some talented, younger guys, and hopefully they're just soaking all of this in and getting experience. So when it's their turn and when their number is called, they step up and perform in a big way. It's a couple of hungry guys, they're sitting there kind of watching and waiting, and so. Just continuing to speak to them and let them know how important they are even now. They're important because whether they're giving our defense a good scout team look or they're learning and they're taking a coaching point from the things that they see Devin doing now, it's going to mean the world for when it's their turn to carry the load. So that's kind of how we attack it.
Well, Coach, this has been an amazing journey for you guys so far. Just in only your third year at the program, advancing so far into the playoffs. I wish you luck moving forward. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get started in prepping on Perry, and I'll see you again on Friday.
Appreciate you, C. Mitchell.
All right, take it easy, Coach.